on, guys? Today I'm going to show you exactly what it's like to drive the Honda S2000 from a first-person point of view. One of the most legendary sports cars ever from a manufacturer that's not exactly known for producing high-performance vehicles. The funny part is, a lot of people don't know that the first ever production Honda car was actually a 1963 S500, which was a two-door sports car convertible, kind of similar to the S2000. And that car actually revved to 9,500 RPM. That's right, 9,500 RPM back in 1963. Now, of course, one of the highlights of the Honda S2000 is its glorious 2-liter inline 4-cylinder that makes 240 horsepower, 153 pound-feet of torque, but that revs to 9,000 RPM. This thing sounds absolutely insane, which you'll see later on when we drive the car. Now, this particular S2000 has some awesome upgrades to it: a veil side front bumper, nice lip. It's also got a carbon fiber wide body that's molded to the fenders, a massive chassis mounted wing, aftermarket exhaust, AP Racing brakes, aftermarket KW V3 suspension, and it's also got some upgrades in the interior as well. These beautiful Recaro bucket seats. It's actually got the transmission from the second generation S2000. So if we go ahead and hop in, the first gen car, made from 99 to 2003, was dubbed the AP1 generation. The AP2 was from 2004 on, and that's what this transmission is. Beautiful short throw shifter. Love this aftermarket steering wheel, but one of the crown jewels of the car is that gorgeous instrument cluster. Go ahead, pull the seat forward. Let's go ahead and fire this thing up. Now, to turn on the S2000, put the key in the ignition to the right of the steering wheel, turn it all the way to the right, and in this car, it's got an aftermarket engine start button. One of my favorite parts about the car is this instrument cluster. It's fully digital. Watch what happens when I turn it on. The RPM gauge is actually this beautiful kind of curve, not dissimilar to the tachometer in an Aventador SVJ. In 2022, everyone's going digital with their instrument clusters, but they did it back in 1999. Climate controls are just to the right of the steering wheel. Everything is super close so that you don't really have to take your hands off the wheel in order to reach things. It's also got this mode where it blows air from behind you in case it's cold and you've got the top down. This car has a aftermarket hard top, which is actually made of carbon fiber, but it's also got a convertible soft top as well. All of the audio controls on the left, completely out of reach of the passenger. Not much going on in the passenger compartment. We've got some switches for the climate control. That's about it. Now, there is a little bit of storage in this compartment between the seats here, as well as a little netting here and on this side. But other than that, there's no glove box and there's no storage in the center console area here other than this little cup holder. All right, let's fire up the engine. This thing is so much fun to drive. It's not the fastest car in the world with 240 horsepower and 153 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in the mid 6-second range, 15-second quarter-mile time, but it makes up for its lack of straight line speed with how fun it is in the corners and how incredible it sounds at high RPMs. Right, off we go. Scream. The AP Racing brakes stop the car so well. And it feels like when you need to shift, you've got an extra 1,500 RPMs to go. Like I said, it's not the fastest car in the world, but it is so much fun to rev through the gears. And because it doesn't have a ton of horsepower and the gear ratios are relatively tight, you get to shift through that gearbox time and time again, and it is just such a fun feeling. It's got such an incredible linkage. The clutch feels fantastic, and honestly, it's a pretty easy car to drive. With a curb weight under 2,800 pounds and 50-50 weight distribution, it is so nice in the canyons. Turn in is fantastic. There's no body roll whatsoever, and it's got an impressive amount of grip. The surge of power that you feel at 6,000 RPMs when VTEC kicks in is unbelievable with that variable valve timing. Wow, this thing is like a go-kart. All right, I'll let you listen to it for a second. Driver on a road car than this. I mean, it sounds legendary. So much grip, so much turn in. 9,000. And that red line is just addicting. So this car is actually, go ahead and try to quiet it down, although it's pretty damn loud in here. This car is actually for sale right now by a friend of mine. It's unbelievable, the condition of this car, and the modifications are as tasteful as it gets. I've got a link in the description below to the sale ad, as well as his email address, and if you mention Vehicle Virgins when you're talking to him, you'll get a discount on the car. But man, it doesn't get much more fun than this. I've been long awaiting driving the S2000, and honestly, I was a little bit afraid I was going to be disappointed by the power and not find it all that much fun, but this thing is absolutely crazy. I'm actually in love with the way this car drives. It's absolutely stunned me in terms of its performance and the sound. But man, if you want a true go-kart for the road, look no further than this amazing first generation S2000. Visibility is great, it's easy to see out of the car, it feels incredibly tiny, so placing it on the road is about as easy as it gets. The AP Racing brakes are unbelievable on this car. They stop the vehicle so fast, it's actually almost scary how well they work. The short throw shifter is brilliant, and that exhaust just sounds amazing. You enjoyed today's video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe.